If you watch the Branch Davidian compound burn anywhere in the world fed by CBS News, you were watching my camera. I was aboard Air Force Two once when it dove to avoid a mid-air collision. I was at the 1985 earthquake in Mexico City. So why is this podcast called The Most Exclusive Club? I came up with the idea in 1993 during the Branch Davidian standoff. That lasted 2 months. We had time on our hands, and I was noticing that network people, usually mostly photographers, sound techs, and the like, that came from other areas of the country, I knew them all. Why? Because we all scrambled to the big stories from our various bureaus. Now, you have to know that I worked on a freelance basis for NBC, CBS, and ABC. And the way that came about is I first worked in local news, entirely different story. But a friend of mine who had become a network new freelance camera guy introduced me to the bureau chief of the CBS bureau here in Dallas. Now, the three major networks based in New York, they can't cover the whole nation from New York, so they have bureaus around the country. And all the networks have bureaus here in Dallas, Texas. My friend introduced me to the bureau chief of the CBS bureau here in Dallas, and this has nothing to do with the local stations. And he watched my reel of things that I had shot for local news. He was so impressed, I'm glad to say, that he gave me an important assignment. Martha Teichner, now a correspondent for CBS Sunday Morning, in early 1980, 81, somewhere in there, she was based in Johannesburg, South Africa, and was going to be reassigned back to the States, specifically the Dallas Bureau. And I was assigned to shoot a piece with her on a couple in the Big Bend country of Texas who ran the only ambulance service for 3,000 square miles. The shoot went well, and a couple of weeks later, the story aired on CBS Evening News with Dan Rather. It was well received, and I became validated with the other bureaus here in Dallas. So for 38 years, one of those bureaus would call me when they needed extra help covering big stories. I was trusted to shoot at the network level and trusted not to talk between jobs. You never do that. Do it once and you'll never work in this town again. So here I am in 1993 at the Branch Davidian standoff outside of Waco. We're all standing around having some time to kill, a beautiful afternoon. And I came up with the idea that where I said, we must belong to the most exclusive club in the world. I mean, our meetings are never pre-announced for time or place, yet we all show up. How more exclusive can you get than that? So, the Most Exclusive Club is the name of this podcast. And I have stories to tell as long as you can buy the beer. Or at least that's what I tell everybody. And yes, it'll be wandering sometimes, but if I made myself get down and write out this first, I'll never get it done. So I'm turning on the mic, recording, and just talking. What I hope to do is have some of my friends come on the show and tell you their stories. I mean, when we had time off, we would be like pilots. Pilots tell what they call "there I was" stories. Well, we were doing "there I was" stories. We did them all the time, just sitting around, sharing adventures. And this is going to be adventure stories, not a kiss and tell. So anyone who knows me, who is worried that I might, reveal intimate secrets, that's not going to happen. This is an adventure story podcast. So let's get started. This is our hello. This tells you where the Branch Davidian compound birthed the name, the most exclusive club. And we're going to enjoy ourselves. We're going to tell stories. Where can you see my work? Several places. You can see my portfolio at donsmith.tv, DONSMITH.TV as in television. You can also see my YouTube channel at texas2lane.com. That's TEXASTWOLANE.com. texas2lane.com. No spaces, of course. It's a URL. And you'll see my YouTube channel that's focused on motorcycle riding, but at the very top is a story that I shot in 1993 during extensive flooding near St. Louis, and this was right after the Branch Davidian compound. And we landed our helicopter on a short length of road that was in front of a farmhouse where we saw a puppy swimming for its life, too far away to really reach. And but I shot a lot of video on it. The tape sat on my shelf for 25 years. And then I edited it into a story for my YouTube channel. And between my story and 4 other edits that various media companies asked for permission to use, they did their own edits. And all the edits add up to about 80 million views. That's at texas2lane.com. You can also see a direct link to the Drowning Puppy video at drowningpuppy.com. So, hello from Dallas, Texas. Don Smith is, well, could it be my real name? I think it was assigned to me by witness protection. So, that's a joke, of course. But I thought about it. If I really had to go into witness protection, I would just use Don Smith, because I dare you to find me with the millions of variations of Don, Donald, and middle names Smith. Oh, gee, that would be more protection than any unusual name witness protection could give me. So, hello for now. And I hope to be doing these often. And I'm going to just sit down, roll and record, and tell stories. And I apologize that if it may sound in disarray at times, but it's either that or I would never get around to actually doing it. So, hello, and see you on the next most exclusive club.